Hi, I'm Susan Downs. This is the Silicon Valley Health Institute. We have monthly meetings with world experts such as Meir, so that the public can get information. Our next meeting is December 1, Friday at 10 o'clock California time on post-COVID treatments as well as post-shot treatments. Anyway, do you want me to introduce you, Meir? I think the world knows.
I think we do. So let's talk. I want to talk about something really interesting. It's kind of cool in San Francisco in the last few days, but it's not that cold. It's interesting that we have a lot of winds and sneaker waves that prevented me from running on the beach yesterday and the day before yesterday because of the fact that there's a lot of debris there. So I had to walk in the park. Well, that's not a bad thing. It was a great thing to walk and to talk to the trees. What I want to tell you that is right now of concern to me is the fact that even though we're in a fall season, many people already experience winter in Canada and in the United States. And that experience is a hard one because they're starting it. Sometimes they have very heavy snow and very cold temperatures that come their way. So I would like to suggest a few things. First of all, remember with Susan that interviewed me on Voice of America, and she said, what about balance? Well, balance is very important. And last time, we had a very simple exercise for balance. You can hold into something or not hold into something, but just leave your leg up. And if you can, Kyle, tell us when a minute is over. You can do all kinds of things with your leg. You could move it sideways, backwards, inwards, forwards, anything you want to do, but stand on one leg, which will force you to breathe in and out deeply. Try to do it in and out through your nose, so you do it slowly. And the idea is start to acknowledge the fact that each leg has a sensation of its own. Each leg stands on its own, and we need to strengthen the legs. I can tell you that right now I went to Mexico to work with one of my favorite clients. And, one of the reasons that she had a huge hip injury is that she never developed the gluteus muscles. Now, you may see it from the side as I move the leg backwards, but forwards is also important. Sideways is also important. Keep moving your leg in an unfavorable situation. Put the leg down, and you can see how easier it is to step on the foot because you build up all those muscles. So I think it's very, very important, since we have many senior citizens, it's very, very important for us to protect our hip joints. It's not a pleasure to have a hip replacement surgery. It's restrictive, and it decreases some of the muscle activities that you can have. So preventing it is good. If you already had it, it's very important to do this kind of exercises. I've met somebody who had 2 hip replacements, and he had to always walk because he didn't have balance. So we need to build our balance. So again, Kyle, give us a minute, and we lift the leg up, move it to the side, move it backwards, move it in any possible way that feels right to us. But remember, again, you want to build up your side muscles. And so you lift considerably the leg up to the side, especially with the little toe pointing to the ceiling. You want to bring the leg backwards. You want to bring the leg forwards and stay that way for a breath or two. And build up your buttock muscles, so important. Build up the side muscles and the upper front muscles. And preserve your hip joint, preserve your balance. I'm hearing of so many cases of people in their 80s and 90s, not even knowing why, they all of a sudden fall on their face because they lose their balance. We don't need that. We don't need it. We don't have to get there. Of course, you have to get out of your comfort zone and work with your muscles. Again, backwards, sideways, forwards. And you can feel how easy it is to stand right now on the other leg. One other thing that I want to say before we go into vision because of the snow, so many people have to stay indoors. First of all, don't. Put your heavy coats and walk outdoors, even if it means 10 minutes times 2 a day. Got to walk out. You cannot just inhale the air that comes from your furnace, from your closed windows. It's very bad for the body. So, try to be a part of nature. So that's one thing that's important. The other thing is, it's important that you will be physical. So let's do just a couple of physical exercises. One is so simple, and this is just jump. Jump about 20 times, if you can, in your room to bring up more heat to your body. And you can open and close your hands and just bring more heat. Now, it doesn't mean anything to people in California because they're not so cold, but some people are back east, it means everything. And if you know people back east, that's what you recommend that they will do. Another thing is walk backwards. I'll move the chair out of the way. Walk backwards and run forwards and run backwards and run forwards. And you don't have to do it fast, but you could. If you feel safe, look to the right, look to the left, make sure that you're not gonna back and fall with the furniture or something. Just running backwards and forwards is one of the most important things that you can do. Also, sideways is very good. Back and forth, sideways. In our place, we have a nice large classroom downstairs. And when I take clients and we walk sideways and forwards and backwards, and especially when I take them to a beach path, paved beach path, they love doing it. And of course, we love to be on uneven surface on the beach. That's a very important thing. The last thing that I want to say, now that we warmed ourselves up a little bit, if you followed what I said, is self-massage. I think it's very important. One of the biggest hurdles of humanity these days is poor blood flow. And so just a simple massage, and you do it when you're in bed without your clothes, before you put your pajamas on, and massage your chest, and the belly you can massage in a round manner, and you massage the legs. And I cannot tell you how much I like the Bunga Bowl. There's two kinds that we have. I'm sure there are many. I've seen some others with some of my clients, but especially I have a client from Japan who've shown me a nicer Bunga Bowl. But this is a good Bunga Bowl. The main thing is you can reach places like between your shoulders that you cannot reach on your own. So this is more good for the morning, but everyone, before going to sleep, you owe it to yourself 3-4 minutes of massaging every part of your body. The part that I am more interested in any other is the lower back. Lower back problems are so common these days. The lower back stress is so known, and you just doing this for about 3 or 4 times. Do they all see me on the TV?
Yeah.
Just doing this, massaging, putting your fingers together, interlacing them, and moving the hands here and warming your lower back can be the difference between having back pain and not having back pain. Just the 3 or 4 minutes that you do before going to sleep, the 15-20 minutes you do when you wake up, going outdoors. Today, I so much enjoyed walking in the park and being with the trees. Those things are so important, and they can make a huge difference. They can be the difference between being in the wheelchair when you're 80 or walking up and well when you're 100. It is so important to know those differences. So now we'll move to our topic, which is natural vision improvement. And my question is, we decided not to put so much light in our room. That's good for my eyes. And my question is, do you all see me well? If somebody doesn't, I'd like to know.
Thumbs up.
Yeah, thumbs up. Okay, perfect. And I must say that I have a very nice guy who helps me here. Kyle is a very good technician. and many, many other things. Anyway, a few things that I want to say. I'm standing against the whole medical profession, but I'm not standing against all the doctors. What happens is the medical profession says in one voice, there's no way you can improve your vision. That's what the medical profession says. And it doesn't matter to which country you go and where you are. That's what they say. I know some ophthalmologists. I just met in Europe a Russian ophthalmologist, French optometrist, Spanish optometrist, and Spanish ophthalmologist. I mean, I'm basically gathering all the freaks, so to speak, the ones who think otherwise. And I'm a freak myself, so to speak. But I want to say vision does, can, and will improve. You can bring me pictures of my eyes. Yeah. Judging by quite a few cases that I had so far, but I would like to just describe to you something very interesting. In Barcelona, I was right now a few weeks ago in Barcelona and in Paris. One of my better practitioners and students, who is herself has a heart of gold. Once she studied with me in a hotel room in Madrid when I was teaching in a conference with one legally blind woman. She decided to open a whole support group for as a volunteer for natural vision improvement. And for several years, I'm coming and I'm giving ideas to what to do with those legally blind people. And this time it was very successful. She brought 17 of them, and all 17 had programs with which they can see better. And I want you to know how much can be done. I'll turn some more light on so you would see me this well. So this is a regular lens, and this is mine. And you can see how damaged my lens is. And that's the list of the issues that I had. One is that my brain never was able to start and get to see. So I was the quickest Braille reader in the state of Israel, basically, as 6th grade. I competed with college and university students. And I did very well. I just read and read and read. And I thought that I'll be blind forever. I still have a blind certificate for good. And today I read, write, and drive, although I chose to bike today to have even more fresh air before this meeting. And what was really amazing is we help people who could hardly see anything to start and see. We also prepare people for major procedures that they need to do with their eyes. And we have so much latent energy within us, our brain, when it activates, our eyes can help us see so much better. So I want to start by talking about the principles of natural vision improvement. We will work on palming and on peripheral vision today. And of course, I'll open the floor for questions and answers. So as it's written in my book, Vision for Life, and by the way, the big thing that happened to me in Europe is there was a nice guy who read my book, Vision for Life, in the Czech language. And he was diagnosed with a nerve disease called multiple sclerosis. And he lost a lot of vision. But he needed his vision. He's a translator, so he's doing a lot of work with the computer. Well, after reading my book, he exercised his eyes, and he gained a lot of the vision that he lost back. And his doctor was very enthused until he told her what book he learned. And then he came and met me. He had to take a fast train from Luxembourg to France, to Paris. And he took the whole workshop. Then he came to me for individual sessions, and we had wonderful sessions. So I just want you to know the book I'm talking in English is called Vision for life. I much prefer the name in Hebrew, which is called Meir, which means giving light to the eyes. But this is in Spanish, this is in English, this is in 20 different languages. So you can definitely, in different languages, study this book. And I would like to talk about the principles from which we invented the exercises. And by the way, I would like to thank Dr. Bates for opening up the thoughts of better vision. We left him behind in a way because he has some thoughts, but they're not complete. I would like to thank somebody that we don't know, but Captain Hagman talked about peripheral vision, the one we're going to work on today. And I must say that most Bates teachers these days use both. They use peripheral vision and central vision. I would like to thank all those people who made this more known to everyone, and a different association of the Bates work that were formed worldwide. So anyway, the first thing that we have to understand is it's important to never strain to see. Strain is the beginning of losing your vision, because then you teach your brain that vision is expensive, that it takes work to see. So anytime you strain, don't. And yesterday I worked with one of my clients and I told him, you know, always make sure if light bothers you, that the window will be behind your back. And for many people, it makes no difference. But for many people who have major vision challenges, it makes a huge difference. When you see somebody very dark because the window is behind them, well, that means that your eyes are straining, your pupils are weak. So it's very important that you don't make any effort. It's also important to blink, to breathe, to move at great ease. Okay. Here comes the next thing. Allow the eyes to receive whatever vision you have and never strain to see what you can't. Just like, you know, how did you lose your hearing? First, you lose it a little bit. And then, what did you say? And how hard it is to hear and how frustrating it is. That gives you, that's when you get 5 or 6 years before you need the hearing aid. So to begin with, if you see, you see. If you don't, you don't. Unless it's an emergency. But then most people make all situations their emergency. So try to distinguish. The next thing is try to be without your glasses all you can. And that means that if you allow the vision to be fuzzy and allow yourself to be without glasses, you'll see way better with them. So clarity comes with less dependency and with the mind allowing you to see poorly for a while. And so the next thing that I would like to bring up is we need to have deep relaxation of the eyes. On that, we'll work today with palming. But palming doesn't always help. There is no one way to relax the eyes. There's no one way to relax the body. And for example, sometimes biking, running, looking at a distance relaxes the eyes much more than palming. But palming really works when the hands are relaxed, when the mind is really in a very neutral place, and the hands have to be very gently put around the eye orbits. So palming is only relaxing if you're ready for palming. And it's not relaxing if you're not ready for palming.
Do you want?
That's why Bliss.
Right.
Okay, go ahead.
Can I continue?
Yeah, go ahead.
Deep relaxation, therefore, comes with time, comes when you're ready for it. Does not come when you're not ready for it. You cannot push yourself to relax. You relax when you relax. The next most important principle is to adapt to the strongest light and the weakest light there is. So sunning is a great exercise. We won't be able to do it now, but you can see it in all my videos. You can definitely learn it in my class when we're going to do the December class. It's coming up soon. And this is that we move the head from side to side with the eyes gently closed. They're not open, they're closed. And you face the sun with the bridge of your nose, and you move all the way. So when you move to the right, sometimes the left shoulder will go forward. And when you move to the left, sometimes the right shoulder will go forward. Again, to the right, the left shoulder goes forward. To the left, the right shoulder goes forward, just so the movement will be complete. And why is that? Because the pupils are also important muscles. They don't only affect the eyes, but they affect the whole nervous system. They affect especially a nervous system, which is called the autonomic nervous system, the one that relaxes and the one which is the fight and flight system. So as you face the sun, the pupils constrict. As you move away, if you move all the way away, where it's dark, the pupils expand. And the expansion and the contraction of the pupils lead to a whole new strength of those pupils. And because of computer use, because of being indoors, our pupils become really weak. And that's my case against sunglasses, by the way. I'm very much against them, with exceptions. You know, if you drive and the sun is in your eyes, like sunset, sunrise, yeah, put weak sunglasses on. But don't put sunglasses on for any other reason. Well, I guess if you go to a party and you don't want anyone to know who you are and you put them on, that's one thing. But in general, don't put sunglasses on. They weaken your pupils. You can have a hat with a visor. That's perfectly fine. But don't have sunglasses. On the other end, we don't have night in cities in the modern world. We just don't have night. Not in San Francisco, for sure. Not in Tel Aviv, for sure. Not in London, not in Paris, not in Barcelona. You don't have nights. In Brazil, anywhere. Because we have lights to A, protect us, and B, show us what we need to do. The effect of that is terrible for the pituitary gland, which affects all the hormonal system in our body. But the effect of it is high myopia, nearsightedness for the eyes. We need the dark. And that's why in my 6-day eye class and in our training courses, we have a night walk. It's important for us to walk in the park in the dark. The best place was a big park, which was probably a forest in Singapore, where I was walking with a huge class, the biggest I ever had in my life. 150 people, I think it was. I never had something like this before or after. I'm not that known. So that was a huge class for me. But in Singapore, it was fantastic. People, first of all, wanted to turn lights on. I said, never. And it was so pitch dark. And within 20 minutes, everything was visible. So there are cells in our retina that can only wake up when there is no light. And so we're missing that. And the result is terrible for the eyes because we're missing the periphery. And that can lead to pressure on the eyes, and that can lead to glaucoma. You see, you're building up glaucoma long before there's diagnosis for it. So night walk are very important. In San Francisco, we have a night walk, but very soon after it's dark, we start to see that there's halo in the city. And the dark is not so dark. I love to go to places where it's so dark, and then the light comes. All right, the next principle is distance viewing. Now I'm standing right here near the television, which is near the laptop. And the reason why I'm standing near the television is because I want you to hear me well. But in truth, I would say that it is terrible that we look all day at the computer. So I'm going to give you one little experiment. Look out of the window. Look away from your computer. Look out of the window for a short moment. Take a deep breath. Look at a tree. Look at anything. I'm looking at the skylight. Now, look at your hand. Put your hand on your nose. Look at your lines on your hand. Look at them. You can look at your business line, love line, whichever, lifeline, and then look again out of the window. And again at your hand, at all those lines. and then again out of the window. Isn't it more relaxing to look far away? If it is, it's because the muscles of the lens, called the ciliary muscles, contract when you look from near and relax when you look from far. There's a tendon, suspensory there's a ligament, suspensory ligament that keeps the lens flat. And it only works when you look at a distance. And your neck can never be relaxed unless you spend at least 20 minutes a day looking at a distance, because that ligament connects to the ligament of the neck, the nuchal ligament. And the ligament of the neck should be so relaxed that if I put something on my head, it should not be falling. And if it does, that it means a lot of tension. So the tension of the neck partially is there because we don't look far at a distance. And the tension of the neck doesn't allow enough blood to come up to the head. So looking at a distance becomes very, very important. And that's the best prevention of cataract. If you have beginning of cataract, look at a distance 40 minutes a day in intervals of 8 minutes at a time. If you have just nearsightedness, or you use the computer, look 20 minutes a day in intervals of 4 to 6 minutes each time. But you have to look at a distance in compensation of using computers or reading, or else expect cataract to come sooner or later. That's why statistically, cataract is so common in people's 60s. And I think pretty soon it's going to be common in people's 40s if we're not going to do something about it. Okay, I'm going to continue with the principles, but does anyone have a question?
You could go ahead and unmute yourself if you have a question.
This is Glenn. I've heard about the Bates method back in the 70s or 80s, and the question is, I did find it helpful, but why is it that the medical establishment has not adopted the Bates method and using it as a treatment for helping? I understand there's a lot of money with prescription glasses and all this other stuff, but yeah, I'm just wondering why Bates method hasn't become more widespread.
Well, first of all, it became more widespread, although not as widespread as it would have been if the medical establishment would have accepted it, right? And I want to repeat what I'm saying. Many doctors believe in working on the eyes, except there are many in absolute terms, very few in relative terms. Why is that? Well, did you hear about Abraham Maslow?
No, I'm not sure I have.
He was a very known psychologist in the humanistic psychology, and he said if you gave a person a hammer, you would think that the world is made out of nails. Basically, people like to use the tools that they know, and when it comes into something that they don't know, they don't want to do anything about it. So basically, they never learn about the Bates method in their classes. So they think that if they didn't learn about it, it's not worth looking at. That's one thing. The other thing is that, as you said, there's not as much money in learning exercises, and for once and for all, fixing your eyes rather than coming and getting more and more glasses and lenses. But I think it's a minor thing. The major thing is, do you know how much it costs to do one good, acceptable research?
Probably hundreds of thousands, if not millions.
750,000, right? And do you know how many research you need to do for that to be accepted by the whole profession?
Maybe
At least-
3 studies.
No, at least 20.
20.
Okay.
Oh,
At least. That's what one wonderful physician told me, a glaucoma specialist in Portugal. So the point is that we are the poor guys. We don't have the money for the research that we need to make to convince anyone. You expect that any pilot research will make, and we have one even in my book, Vision for Life, will face a lot of resistance. And that's basically our things. And so unfortunately, we need to wait a generation, 2 or 3, until the medical profession will wake up. Because I'll tell you what happened. Already few things that they're saying are things that I used to say. They say that sitting in front of the computer and not playing outdoors causes many kids to lose the clarity of the vision. So again, it's like fringe, but it's a big fringe, like a good percentage, 20, 25% of doctors are already saying that. Go and play outdoors so you maintain your vision. That's big from my perspective. But it will take probably 100, 200 years after my death until they'll accept it. Because I need to come with funds for the research. I'm doing well financially, but not that well, you know. So I would say that a research is fine. As I'm saying, 1 or 2 research will always be challenged. You need to do 20 that prove the case in multiple cases, so it will really happen. So that's my answer to you. There probably is even a better answer than that. The most I can do is tell you how to improve your vision. Okay?
Very good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
My question was on regarding dry eyes. Do you have any ways to be able to permanently cure dry eyes?
Absolutely. And it's in my book, Vision for Life. I won't be able to get there today, but let me tell you already that it means loosening your middle back. For example, sitting cross-legged and moving your whole body in rotating motion can loosen your middle back on which the neck is sitting. If the neck is loose, you're going to get more blood to your eyes, including the tear gland, and you will start to have much more moist eyes. I do a lot of exercises to loosen up my middle back and to do a full movement. Another thing is the blinking has to be full. You have to open and close your eyes all the way, and that definitely helps to moisten the eyes. And I would suggest don't take drops. Put some cold water around your eyes. Like if it's winter where you are, put first warm cloth and then a very cold one. And you need to only put it for a minute or 2, and it would really be much better. You would feel a relief. And if you do enough of that, sooner or later, you'll produce your own tears. So again, we're talking about, you know what, I'll just show you a little bit of this exercise, which is basically, you sit cross-legged and you move your whole body in rotating motion. And you're all invited to do that. Sit cross-legged, move your whole body in rotating motion in both directions. Hold one side and move the whole body in rotating motion to this side, and then hold the other side and move the body in rotating motion to the other side. And this is a very nice exercise to do to create more flexibility in the hips that all of us need. So now cross your legs opposite than what you did. And again, move your whole body in rotating motion in both directions. Move it in rotating motion this way and that way, and in rotating motion this way. And now, if you have a good surface, my carpet is just fantastic, but I could use a mat or anything else. Move the forehead in rotating motion. Then move the whole crown in rotating motion in both directions. And that's fantastic. And then do this again. And again. All the way. Okay, that's one exercise. And of course, palming is very helpful to create tears, but do not use those drops, and really not good for you. They create dependency. Okay, I want to keep moving with my descriptions. So the next principle is looking at details, because the center of the retina, the area called macula, only looks at small area at a time, because it's only basically 1.5% of the total retina. So you need to really look at different details. And so basically, accommodation, which is what the lens is doing to get things far and near, fixation, what the pupils are doing, and looking at details is what clarify everything. Now, the next principle is expanding your periphery. Because we look so much at computers, we forget that there are floors, that there are walls, that there's ceiling. We need to expand our periphery. The next one is balance use of the two eyes. The next one is balance use within each eye. And the last but not least is more body and, sorry, one before the last and not least, body and eye coordination. And the last but not least is more blood flow to the visual system. Now we're going to do one exercise of loosening up the neck, one or two. And then after that, we're going to do palming and peripheral work. And then I'll open again the lecture for questions. Okay. So don't forget those nice tools of Bunger's balls to massage ourselves. So, can you lower the camera? Okay, good, great, thank you. I want to tell you that Kyle gives me amazing support when it comes into this. So anyway, this is how we connect to the earth. You know, anyone who was born once, you know, probably knows that we have the umbilical cord here. And what happens is, with heavy thinking, if they're very emotional, this becomes our center instead of this. And with heavy thinking, worries, the throat becomes our center. And we want to release ourselves from this. So first of all, check your neck. Check how stiff it is when you move your head to the shoulder. Check how stiff it is when you move the head down and up. Breathe. Try to feel your abdomen. Inhale and exhale. And move your head in rotating motion for a second to have a sense of the neck, how stiff or loose it is. Then massage the scalp, separate between the scalp and the skull. Now see how it is to move the head in rotating motion. You're breathing into abdomen again. Inhale and exhale and feel it when you inhale. You feel the abdomen, you feel the waist, you feel the lower back. So you inhale and you exhale. You inhale and you exhale. Now, stop and say center. Center. I want to hear all of you saying center. All of you, from wherever you are, say center, center, center. Can we hear the rest of that?
Center.
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 Center. I don't hear enough of you. Center.
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 Center. Center.
Center.
Center.
Center.
Center. All our attention.
Center.
Center. Center. Okay. Now tell me.
Center.
How does it feel to move the head now?
Center.
Interesting.
Center from
isn't it?
South Africa.
Again. Center. Center. Wonderful.
Center.
Center. And now you hit the thighs and your abdomen. You say center thighs, center thighs, center thighs, center thighs. Everybody. Center thighs. Center thighs. Center thighs. Center thighs. Stand up.
Center thighs, center
Yeah, have a
thighs,
seat.
center thighs.
Again. Center thighs, center thighs.
Center
Stand
thighs,
up.
center thighs, center
Stand up.
thighs,
And have a seat. See how the neck feels now? I can mute everybody. So that's, there's many ways to relax the neck. And for example, what we did first to loosen up the middle back, that's also relaxing the neck. You can also put one hand on the chest, one on the middle back. As I said, I also love the Bunger ball, as I love to heat different areas. This heats the thymus, which really improve our immune system, and even when you heat in the back and on the side, that's a very good thing. That really helps very much. You can just massage here or tap here and loosen up. Okay, so we're gonna go for the next exercise, which is called palming. And by the way, we have for free, I think it is for free, we have a palming video on our YouTube, don't we?
Yes.
Yeah. So we have a free, now Kyle told me, so he knows, we have a free palming video on YouTube. It's pretty long, so you can definitely join there. Also, you can download Meir's Vision and Relaxation for the Eyes, two wonderful old audios that used to be a cassette and then DVDs. They're so old, but they are so good, So first of all, rub your hands. And get yourself a pillow or put a pillow on your table. So, because you see, my palming stick, I can adjust it to be high and low. It can go up and down according to my wish, okay? So I can make it higher, like now, I can make it lower as I wish. And what I wish is for my elbows to be high enough that my neck does not go up or down. That's very important. What happens to the neck is very, very important. So first of all, interlace your fingers and move your arms in rotating motion in both directions. You can do it also standing. Move your arms in rotating motion in both directions and opposite directions, and point the hands out and move the arms in rotating motion in both directions. I would like you all, I'm going to give you a short break, like 30 seconds. Go all and wash your hands. Make sure the hands are very clean and relaxed when we start to do this exercise. I will do it myself. Okay, so we wash our hands. We have relaxed our shoulders to some extent. It's not like we've done really long shoulder releasing exercises. Once with the palms touching together, once with the hands being apart from each other. Now we're rubbing our hands, and we put the elbows over the eye orbits. Now, here's where I wish I could touch all 150 of you, and this is that you have to understand the hands are healing hands. They're very gently put around your eye orbits. And you breathe deeply and you breathe slowly. And you breathe slowly and you breathe deeply. This is very important. That we put no pressure. Please don't look, don't be spectator. Do this exercise with us. And you focus, first of all, on your hands, and you feel their warmth, or if they're cold, you feel how they're cold. And visualize that the energy of the hands penetrates to the eyes. And visualize that that energy goes to your brain and to the back of your head. And you breathe deeply and slowly. You feel how your abdomen expands when you breathe in and shrinks when you breathe out. You feel how your waist expands when you inhale and shrinks when you exhale. And you breathe in and out through your nose. Now, exhale and move the abdomen forwards and backwards. Don't look, just try to feel it. Inhale and move the abdomen forwards and backwards. Just feel that. And breathe deeply and slowly. Kyle, can you raise Alexa to the end? Like, make it as loud as you can be? And get it as close as you can. We can also listen to music. It's not so good. I don't know why Zoom makes it so difficult to hear it, but I still will play some nice piece of music. You can listen to music. You can listen to books on tape. As long as you visualize darkness, your eyes are soft, and you focus on your breathing. And anyone who wants to improve their eyes can never do it without at least 25 minutes of palming per day. And 6 minutes is minimum in each time. The best is if you do it 10 minutes 3 times a day or so. Like you do 6 minutes and then 8 minutes and then 10 minutes. Throughout the day, 6 minutes is minimum for palming to get the right results. Alexa, play Smile with Nat King Cole.
Sure. Smile by Nat King Cole from Spotify.
Smile, though your heart is aching. Smile, even though it's breaking. When there are clouds in the sky, you'll get by. If you smile through your fear and sorrow, smile and maybe tomorrow you'll see the sun come shining through. Light up your face with gladness. Hide every trace of sadness. Although a tear may be ever so near, that's the time you must keep on trying. Smile, what's the use of crying? You'll find that life is still worthwhile if you just smile. That's the time you must keep on trying. Smile, what's the use of crying? you'll find that life is still worthwhile if you just smile.
I hope I didn't tear my eardrum for you to not hear anything. Alexa, stop me. But I hope that that was a nice, relaxing song. Slowly take your hands off. So another important exercise is blinking. We want to open and close the eyes all the way and blink. And nice thing to do to help this is massaging around the eyes. You put pressure on the area on the bridge of the nose and massage outwards, pressure and massage outwards in all ways. So moving your head in rotating motion and blinking is a great one. Closing one eye and moving one eye in rotating motion. Closing the other eye and moving that in rotating motion. Now, I'm covering my left eye and part of my right eye, so I would look only to the right, up and down. I'm covering my right eye and part of my left eye, so I look up and down. I'm putting my hand here and I'm looking up and down. Here, I'm looking down from side to side again. I'm covering my right eye, part of my left eye. I look up and down. I'm covering my left eye, part of my right eye, and I look up and down. I'm covering my nose, and I'm moving my eyes from side to side. I'm covering up and moving my eyes from side to side. And I'm releasing my eyes, so it's going to be easier to move the eyes in rotating motion. And for 10 times, let's cover one eye while the other one is open. So that's a good way to blink with one eye at a time. Some people cannot do it. Most people can do it. Very deeply and slowly. And I want to talk a bit about the periphery. Of course, there's so much we can do, and that's why we're doing a holiday special with everyone who wants to can get a link from us. They can get a link, right, for the classes online?
Yeah.
A link, and if you bought them one by one, it would cost $420. But if you buy them all together, it's $350, and now we reduced it to $175. So this is a very good time. It has limited time to it. I don't remember when, I think the January 10th or something. But I really would like you to work with it. And my suggestion is 40 minutes, 45 minutes at a time, you look at it, and then you do the exercises. And take a notebook and write down the different exercises and follow them. It's important to be aware, to have kinesthetic awareness of the eyes. Whenever you're tired, don't over push your eyes. Wash your hands, move your arms in rotating motion in both directions, in 2 ways with the wrist, and quickly put your hands around the eye orbits and give yourself 6 minutes of doing nothing but breathing and seeing darkness. And then your fatigue goes away right there and then, because our health situation depends on what we always do. Well, if you have once indigestion, 10 times indigestion, doesn't mean much. But if you have about 100 times indigestion, then you can have all kinds of problems with your intestine. You could have Crohn's disease, you could have colitis, you could have all kinds of problems. So it's so important to pay attention to your food. But number one, what's important is to pay attention to your fatigue level. If you're fatigued, rest. Even if it means 5 minutes rest, rest. So you will not be fatigued for the next hour or two or for the rest of the day. If you fatigue with your eyes, the eyes is what people pay the least attention to, resting. So now I'll move to another thing, which is periphery. a periphery comes with movement. So for example, if you sit on your seat, you move up and down like this, you can probably have more sense of the periphery simply because you move. If you wave your hands to the side, you can have a sense of your periphery because you move. So if you close one eye and you move your hand in rotating motion, and here, for example, I'm looking with my left, so I'm moving my hand up and down from hand to elbow, elbow to hand, but then it's easy to see the whole periphery with one eye. And the same thing in here. I move my hand from elbow to hand, hand to elbow, and I move all the way in rotating motion. And now I'm waving my hands to the side, and I move up and down, wave my hands to the side. Can you give me 4 pieces of paper?
Yeah.
If we have them here, well, stuff. In the other room, we have masking tapes, right?
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Kyle. Okay. So we have 4 different sizes paper. I think that Kyle sent everyone the 4 pieces. So you have the small, you have the medium, you have the large, you have the extra large. My extra large isn't extra large. Can you find one? There you go. Thank you very much. Now the extra large this time is extra large. All right, so here's what we do. You have 4 pieces of paper, and the purpose of this is to obstruct the center to wake up the periphery. And again, wave your hands to the side and move each hand like this and each hand like this. And now I'm taking masking tape. You can also take micropore, which I think is better for skin of quite a few people. Masking tape I found to be more effective, but micropore is better for the skin. So if you happen to have micropore tape, that's better. Scotch tape is okay. And what you do is you take this sticky tape, you round it. Should we turn the light on for everybody to see it well or no?
I think they can see it well.
Okay. Kyle, think you see well. If you protest, I'd like to know about it. So we put this in the center of each one of this. Now the small paper fell down for me somewhere. I'll take another small paper. There are many, many of them. Thank you. All right, my small paper fell. So we have 4 sizes obstruction paper, basically, is what it is. It's a wonderful small invention. I credit Captain Hagman for this, but I went my own way. So I have 4 of them, okay? So now I put this between my eyes and I wave my hands to the side. And by the way, you look straight at the paper. You don't look at your hands, waving. Now close one eye, like for example, I close my right, close the left, and then you can see the 2 hands even better. And what you can do as well is stand up and walk in the room. Okay, waving the hands to the side and not looking, but seeing peripherally. That is a huge, wonderful change for your visual system. Yeah. So the next one is put the medium-sized paper, which is the next level. Wave the hands to the side. And again, you can close the right eye and see better the left. You can close the left eye and see better the right. You open both eyes, you see them very well. And you breathe deeply and slowly. You can wave near the face, elbow size, and then all the way you stretch your arms. Close one eye, close the other. Keep waving. And now put the next, which is the large one, but not the extra large as of yet. We do exactly the same thing. Wave our hands to the side, above and below and to the side. We can even move the whole body up and down. Now close one eye and wave to the side. Close the other eye, wave to the side and open both. Okay, and right now, put the extra large. So wave your hands to the side. Close one eye, go up and down, close the other eye, go up and down. Wave above, wave below. And rub your hands and palm. Put the hands around the eye orbits and palm. And breathe deeply and slowly. Open your eyes and wave again. And now put the medium one again. Again, close one eye, close the other eye. And put the, sorry, it was the large one. Put the medium one right now. Close one eye, close the other eye. And last but not least, put the small paper on, wave your hands, see how small it became, and walk around the room so you have a more sense of how smaller it became. And you can wave. You can take this off. And the only question I have is, does it feel now that your eyes are relaxed because you blinked and because you paid attention to the periphery? So again, wave your hands to the side. And now combine between periphery and center. So as you look at me at the computer, also wave your hands to the side or wave one hand to the side like this. And when you type on the computer, do it from time to time too. Pay attention to the floor, to the walls. See, right now, for the modern person, there's no need for that, except the eyes need it, because for 2 million years, have we not paid attention to the periphery, we would be a prey for animals, because they would come all of a sudden. This helped us to know where to look. So paying attention to your periphery is so important. Again, massage around the eyes. Let's palm for a short moment. And see darkness and relax. Breathe in and out through your nose. And take your hands off. I think I've given my lecture. I'm ready for questions. And we have about 15, 20 minutes for questions. And if anyone afterwards wants to ask me individual question, you can call our phone number, which is 415-665-9574. You could put it on the chat, right? 415-665-9574. Again, I want to thank Susan, and I definitely want to thank Kyle for doing such a good job. So anybody has a question?
Yeah, I have a
I do,
question.
Meir. Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah,
You're
it's going to be short. It's Adam here in South Africa. Hello, nice to see you again.
Nice to see you.
Yeah, I'm going to do the cataract operation maybe in early February. I was just going to check in with you because we're going to.
Last time I saw you in Italy and you were in Sweden.
Yeah, yeah, I'm moving around.
You are everywhere.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, so I was thinking, because first you said the eyes should be have the similar side, because my right eye is kind of a +0. I have astigmatism there, but on the left now I have -6 because of the cataract. So she said she wanted to operate -2.5 because she said my eye has always been short-sighted, and she said I won't be able to coordinate them. But you said before that I should do 0, and then in the last mail you said that I should do -2.5.
Yeah, so she did something that I did not do, because we had a big workshop in Italy. We had 48 people, and I was sick, if you remember. I would say that if she's correct, that you have more myopia in your left eye, then do anything you can do to get the two eyes to look together. Normally, I don't like when the correction is different, but if she feels that, I mean, it's two ways to look at it between you and me. You could do it on 0 and exercise the left eye to see better, or you can do it in 2.5 so that we'll have a good beginning starting point. And I would love to give the exact answer to it, but intuitively, I feel that if you had a good starting point, the two eyes will do well for many years.
Yeah, but the thing is, I won't operate and reoperate. So I personally think I want to go for 0-0, and then I can do my OP exercises.
Then really be diligent about the eye exercises. Then if you do it that way, be very diligent to work on your left eye so it will see better.
Yeah, I do a palming, I do the ball exercise, I watch in the distance.
But you'll have to do even more. You'll have to do even
Mhm.
more. You'll have to do the red and green glasses a lot. From near and from far. We've done from near in the workshop you took, but we didn't do from far. So you have to do a lot of red and green glasses charts. The Melissa is a very good thing. There's so much that you need to do. And it'd be good if you have some sessions with Jean with that when the operation is over.
Yeah, but then I'll go for 0-0 so that I have the baseline the same. And I won't do anything about
there's something good to say about that, as I'm saying, but it means you have to work even harder than you work now.
Yeah, I'm willing to do that because I think then I have a chance to balance the eyes and they will see better.
Perfect.
And then I can work with it for reading, so I can read better and do some more classes with Jean.
I need to move for the next person. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah, thanks. Nice talking.
Thanks.
Cheers.
Hi,
Yeah.
hi, I'm Rafa from Israel. My 2-year-old daughter was diagnosed as syndrome Duane type 1. I wanted to know if you have any ways to help.
I think I can actually, and it's very complicated, but definitely we can work on it.
And how should I do it? Because I'm in Israel.
I will be in Israel. I don't know if in March or in April or in June, but until then, be in touch with Kyle or with office manager and get, Kyle is production at self-healing.org, and get Sarit and Vered phone numbers so they can start and work with them, with your son. And when I'm in Israel, let's work together.
What, like, you have anything like what can you do? Like just like a bit of
a lot of neurological work, and then working specifically on senses. A lot of neurological work. We have body work. We have other exercises. I've worked with all kinds of weird cases, and it's amazing how much you can help naturally.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Looks like Sandra Barber has a question.
Yes, thank you. Hi, Meir. Just wondered if you had any thoughts on floaters.
Oh, I have many thoughts. I've many thoughts on floaters. If you look at what we have floaters, why we have floaters, to begin with, everybody has floaters. They're small, but we don't see them because they're very dinky. They're very small. But when the vitreous starts to be less viscous and more watery, they get together, right? That's when you see them. That's about, I would say, 80% of people. Then you have floaters because the vitreous body, some of it detaches from the retina and causes bleeding. Then we see those. If somebody has floaters for a long time, that's nothing to worry about. But if somebody woke up all of a sudden and has 5,000 floaters, that's when I say go and see not just an ophthalmologist, but a retinal specialist to see if the retina did not detach. So what we do with floaters is we look at either one of them or a group of them. They go away because they float. But when they come back, we look at them again, and we look at the sky and at them and the sky and at them, and slowly we destroy them. It's all in my book, Vision for Life, or Meir and I in Hebrew. You can see it.
Meir, I just bought your yoga for the eyes. Would it also be, I haven't had a chance to work with it yet, but would there also be some stuff in there I can use?
I did not work on floaters there. Start with the exercise in yoga for your eyes. But then get my book, Vision for Life.
Okay, thank you. Will do. Appreciate it.
Okay.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Hello?
So whom are we talking with?
Let's see.
Is it my turn?
Yes, you could go, Sandra.
Yes, it's Sandra's
okay,
turn.
thank
So
you.
let's
All right.
deal with the people who raised their hands.
Okay.
Oh, please do then. Yeah. So my question is very quick. I did a laser intervention, so I have an eye that sees from far away, and the other one from close, and I'm trying to get a balance. And
That's a lot of work, and we have to meet and work on it.
Okay.
But this is a big mistake to do one
I
full
know,
use.
I know, it's too late. Yeah.
Yeah, but we have to work on it right now. So there's a lot you can get in my book, but the main thing is see me individually and come to my classes. That's my suggestion.
But in the meantime, I can do the same kind of exercise, or do I need to do a special exercise for that kind of?
Well, start with the introductory exercises in my books.
For me, I have your book. Okay.
Start with that, but then do anything you can do to meet with me. And we have wonderful classes coming up. Many people fly from all over the world for our class. Where do you live?
In Israel.
In Israel. Oh, okay. So yes. I will definitely come to Israel to teach. So, but in the meantime, work with Sarit or with
Sarit. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Okay, Dennis, you can unmute yourself and ask your question.
Yes. Sorry. Hi. I am from Turkey. My question is related with COVID. After COVID or vaccine, my left eye doesn't see. It is approximately 30% I can see from my
So hold on. I'm going to correct you. Don't ever say I cannot see. Say I see 30%. I lost some vision, but I don't want to hear from you the word I cannot see.
No, yeah, I see, but only 20%.
Okay, very good.
My questions, do you have any patient like me after COVID? They didn't see, and could you help me?
I have many patients like you, not just one or two. And yes, I can help you. And I would love to meet you and work with you. So maybe when I come to Israel, or maybe when I come to Europe, I would love to have somebody with.
Now I am living in Netherlands. Do you have any plan?
Oh, yeah. So I work in Paris. I worked last time in Paris, and I will be definitely
Netherlands.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry.
But I don't have anyone who arranges for me a workshop in Netherlands yet. But at this point, I know that there's some Bates practitioners there. But if you want to meet me and my skills, when I come to Europe, anywhere, come and work in my workshop.
Yeah, sure. Or online courses, do you?
We do, and in fact, we sell them right now. We sell them right now for much less price. But you really need me. You need me to do with your body work and get you more blood flow. Some people fly to me from everywhere in the world. And by the way, right here in San Francisco, we have a 6-day class on February, and we also give individual sessions. So maybe you can come here for 15 days or so and work with me individually and work with me in the class. That's another possibility, in San Francisco. But otherwise, I'll be in October definitely in Barcelona. But I have a feeling I'll be in other places in Europe too. So let's be in touch, basically. Be on our mailing list. Right. But if you can come to San Francisco before, that's going to be better because the brain just got used to reduced vision in one eye. And we have to change that.
Okay, yeah. Professor, Ice Doctor's professor says that you cannot see anymore. But yeah, thank you so much. You give the.
Let me ask you a question. Why should you care about what they say?
Yeah, correct. But they are professors, so yeah. But correct.
That
totally correct.
Doesn't mean anything. Yeah, let's move on.
Yeah,
Linda.
I appreciate.
I want to listen to you again. You took it several years ago?
Okay, I took your 6-day class several years ago, and I was myopic, and I reduced my vision to 20/70, and I was very happy living with that. But unfortunately, about a year ago, I fell. It was on grass. And as a result, I have a traumatic cataract in my left eye. What can I do?
Let me ask you a question. Does it grow quickly and does it obstruct most of your vision?
No, in fact, it's just kind of a veil of white, and it isn't that difficult to live with. My doctor, of course, wants the operation, but I would rather not have them.
So let me ask you a question. Do you have a chart in your room?
Yes.
Okay. Can you put it on the wall and put some light on it?
Oh, just a minute. Okay.
Okay. Can you stand like 10 feet from the chart? Even 5 feet. Stand 5 feet from the chart.
Okay.
Cover your strong eye. And tell me what you can read.
Okay, it says,
Cover the strong eye. Cover the strong eye.
I covered the strong eye. I'm trying to look at the numbers on the chart. Oh, it's about 2100 out of that eye. It's not awful.
So you read the 2100 from 5 feet, or you read 20?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 feet.
What do you read?
KHOR.
Read KHOR. Oh, okay. The 2100 chart.
Yeah.
So you read the 20. Okay. So you see about 2150 or close to 2200. I would not do the surgery at this point. I would work very hard on improving the vision. Just follow my book, my seminars, or if you can come back to the 6-day class and see me for some individual sessions, let's work on saving that eye.
Okay, I have done some preliminary work, but you're telling me I need to like set aside at least an hour a day?
At least.
Not
Yeah.
totally, but throughout the day. Okay.
Yeah.
That gives me some goal to work with. Sunning, palming.
Yeah, and work a lot on your neck. Bring more
Okay.
blood to your eyes.
Loosen
Okay.
my neck.
I wish you the best.
Okay. So we're interested in improving the circulation to the eye. Is that what a
Absolutely.
problem?
Absolutely, because what the shock deprived you for a moment from enough blood flow and therefore compromised the lens.
Okay. So
Okay,
that,
So you
Karen,
want to-
thank you.
Karen.
Hi. Thank you so much for this. I really appreciate the exercises. I feel relaxed all over, not just my eyes. It's wonderful. My question is about floaters, and I'm definitely going to get your book and read up on them, but I have a specific question that's really curious for me. I've had floaters in the past, and they've gotten better as I've become healthier, I think, over the years. But I was in Peru 2 months ago, and after being there for a couple days, I developed severe floaters in my left peripheral visual field. And there were very long threads that were almost frightening to me. I couldn't believe it. They've gotten better since I've been back. And I just wonder if there's anything environmental. I know I was drinking water out of plastic bottles. I had to resort to drinking water out of plastic, but I don't know that that would cause it. I just wonder, is there anything, either that I could have been breathing
Have you
in or-
seen a physician?
I have not.
Okay, so first of all, test your eyes to say that there is nothing wrong. And it sounds to me like slight vitreal detachments, if you ask me.
What is
so the vitreous may have detached a little bit.
Okay.
For different reasons. It could be an impact, could be the flight, could be Peru, could be anything. So at this point, I don't know what to tell you before I meet you in person. So what you need to do is to do exactly what I'm suggesting to do with the floaters. Look at one. And if you cannot look at one, look at a small group of them. And then they will disappear because they're floaters. Within a few seconds, they'll come back. then look at them again. So again, look at them, look at the sky, and look back at them. The way I learned to do this is that I used to work with people with arthritis, and they had great inflammations. And when they would breathe and visualize that their joint expands and shrinks, the inflammation would decrease a lot without any medications. So if you look at a floater, the vitreous fluid will bounce against the floater and break it. And give it a week or two, and if you look at the same floater, it will break into pieces, then take the next floater, and so on. Within a year, you won't have them.
Okay. And if they are getting better, does that mean I don't need to see a doctor because I don't have vision insurance right now?
But there's some free clinics.
I don't know.
Try to find if I personally, I cannot talk about everything. Unfortunately, I believe in single payer,
Yeah, of course, me too.
from that side. But
Yeah.
I would say that I cannot solve every problem. But I would say that I personally would see someone to be sure that somebody looked with an ophthalmoscope in my eye to be sure that there is nothing there.
Okay.
And I mean, it doesn't mean that you should follow my advice, but that's the feeling I have.
Yes, I agree. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Katerina.
Hi, good evening. Sorry, my English. I have a very specific question. When I was 10 years old, I had an injury with my right eye. A kid shot me a wooden stock in my eye. So I
You
had
see what kids do? I have a kid here, so I'm explaining to him. He's a big kid, yeah. Go ahead.
I got a cataract immediately. So they did 2 surgeries and they put artificial lens in the front chamber. But within the years, I developed glaucoma. So they have to remove the artificial lens and they put another artificial lens, but in the back chamber, and they did cornea transplantation. And I see only 10% on my right eye. The left eye, I see 100%. My question is...
Let me ask you a question. When you say you see 10%, is it 10% clarity or 10% of your field?
No, it's like 10%. I don't have peripheral vision. And I see like, I cannot recognize things, only very close.
There is a lot we can do. Start with light therapy. We have light that blink. If we block the central part of your vision, we can work with light that blink. The small lights, they blink in the area that your brain does not connect anymore to the eye, because it's not only the eye, it's eventually from all this trauma, and it's a huge trauma. First of all, to be hit. Second of all, to do the surgery. Third of all, the glaucoma that comes from the surgery, which is not atypical, unfortunately. And then the corneal transplant. It's possible that the eye is okay, but the brain no longer use it. So blinking lights, you can get it from our website, and touching the eye that sees okay, and then putting obstruction in the area that sees to start and wake up the parts that don't see. I think that's how I would start with you personally. We should meet individually and work.
But I'm from Slovakia.
Well, when I come to Europe, maybe.
Okay, thank you.
By the way, I once was in Slovakia.
Really?
Yeah, it was fantastic. I was invited by the Lions Club for a short moment, and it was really good to be there. But it was years ago.
Nice.
Yeah. But you have a lady by the name of Daniela.
I know her. Yes, I have a session with her next week. So
I would suggest to have many sessions with her, and she can always call me and ask me what to do with you.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
And by the way, say hello to her. I really like her a lot.
Okay, I will. Thank you.
Martin.
Yeah. Hello. What can we do to increase the blood flow to the eyes?
So we did today the nice exercises, on the floor, and the massage here. And so you need to do a lot to bring the blood flow all over your body, and especially loosen up your neck. And I have my book, Awakening Your Power of Self-Healing. Go with it step by step. It's really going to make a change in your whole life. So if you get this book, in fact, we sell it right now. And that is, we sell, if you buy 2, you get 4 free. So I would suggest you get this book and go with it step by step. It's a wonderful book to give gifts to your friends, but you have to work on your neck, because tense neck, do you remember how kids used to take other and maybe come a few days before and a few days after? So we'll also meet individually.
Okay, thank you.
My pleasure. I think we're about to finish in terms of our time. So I'd like to thank all of you for coming. We're ready. I'm ready to answer questions. You already wrote in the chat our phone number.
Yes.
Right. So people who want to talk to me individually can do that. But I have to move on the day and see some clients. But I'd like to thank all 150, right?
Yep.
All 150 of you for joining this session. Have a good day. And thank you, Susan, very much.